and that you help us a lot by sharing this video as well, and also to give it a try with these wonderful new Enco products that they're already available in Amazon directly at Enco Foods USA. And of course, we have new distributors. So if you're watching us from all over the country, remember that you can just send directly a direct message to Enco Foods, and we will be very happy to help you out and let you know where they're available. Welcome everyone here at Facebook at Vanilla Couture. Thank you very much for joining us. Today I was telling our Enco family that we're going to be creating like a breakfast toast. We're going to be topping it with some cream cheese filling and of course some fresh strawberries and berries. We're all going to be making all of these edible creations with royal icing. And today we will be using Enco's royal icing mix, which is very, very easy to use. And I'm going to teach you how to elaborate it. You either can use it with a stand mixer or a hand mixer. And it's very easy because the only thing you need to add is water. Remember that all of Enco's product line are already available at Amazon directly. And we have some new distributors along the country. So make sure to DM us directly. And we will be very happy to help you out to let you know where our products are available. Okay, so for today, we will start by making our royal icing mix. So if you want to come over to this side of the kitchen in the meantime, and also let us know if you are watching us, where are you watching us from, but come over, come over. So I already have a package of royal icing. And in order to make this, the only thing we need is a scale. This is because most of, like, a very common question is if you need to do the whole bag of royal icing. So remember that there are two different presentations. We have the 500-gram bag, but there's the bigger one, okay? You're going to fall in love with it, and I'm sure that you're going to be using the big one. So in case you're wondering if you need to do the whole bag, you don't have to. Today, I'm going to be opening it, and we're only going to be using, like, 300 grams. Probably we're going to have some left over, but I will be using it along the week. So for this, I'm going to use a stand mixer, but don't worry. If you don't have a stand mixer, you don't have to worry about anything. The only thing you need to have is a hand mixer, okay? It's going to be the exact same procedure. The only difference will be that for this instance, I'm going to be using my palette attachment from our KitchenAid. However, in a hand mixer, you're only going to be having your whisks, okay? So remember that when you have whisk, you add a lot of air into your creams or buttercreams or anything you're using. So just make sure to do not overbeat your royal icing. So let's start by weighing our, so when you open it, it has like a, sort of like a vanilla flavor. I find it more similar to like marshmallow. It's like a marshmallow flavor. It's very, very nice. So you don't have to add anything else. And I'm going to weigh 300 grams of royal icing powder. Almost there. 15 more grams. And one of the advantages that we have is that you don't have to sift it. You just go directly straight to your bowl. We're going to be adding some water to it. And we will be ready to go. Okay. So we have 300 grams. That's what we will be making today. Now, after this, I'm going to attach it onto my mixer. Remember that I will be having my paddle attachment. This is to avoid adding too much air to it. And I'm going to start by stirring in the lowest setting, okay? And I'm going to use a tablespoon. Remember the tablespoon is the one that has 15 milliliters. And I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon per 100 grams. Meaning we're going to be using 3 of these. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Vanilos. Greetings from Iquique, Chile.
Hi, all the way to Chile. So I always use like more or less 100 grams to 1 tablespoon of water. However, if you find that the powder looks like maybe a little bit too dry, we can add just a little bit with like a teaspoon to add. So do not add too much water because we wanted to just start building Yeah, so you just want to come over and see. So I can see a little bit of the bottom that it kind of looks a little bit dry, okay? So I'm gonna just make sure to scrape down all the way to the bottom of my bowl. This is just to make sure that everything will get integrated. Just like that. Secure once again my bowl.
So that's normal.
Yes, that's normal. And what I'm going to add, because that will depend also on the humidity. If you're in a humid area, you will not need to add anything else of water, okay? So look at what I'm going to add. It's very, very, just a little. And I'm just going to put it to the bottom of the bowl. Just for those little like scraps that are looking like very dry, just for them to start. Yeah. So this is exactly what we want. In the bottom, I don't see anything dry, okay? And now I'm going to start my mixing time, okay? So I'm going to speed up to number 3 speed. If you're in a hand mixer, probably it's going to be like a 4 or 5 because sometimes they just go lower. And I'm going to put my timer, okay? Let's put some 3 minutes. Just keep mixing it. And one of the things that you will find is that while mixing, at the beginning it might look a little bit yellowish, and that's pretty normal, but in any recipe. And as long as we just keep mixing and whipping it, you will find that it will start whitening, okay? It will start whitening. It also will start building more volume, okay? It can even duplicate their volume. And as well, we will be able to find like a stiff peak, okay? Which is basically one of the first consistencies that we use in cookies, okay? So we have either stiff consistency, which is the driest one, the one that will just come out of our mixer. Then we have also medium consistency, that today is going to be our star, because we will be building all of our realizing transfers with medium consistency. And also, flat consistency is just basically too flat. It's the one that has the most amount of water, and that's the one you need to flood all of our cookies. For today's cookie, I'm sure you're going to love it because we will not be needing to flood our cookie. We will just be scraping some royal icing in stiff consistency on top, and we're just going to create like a very nice texture with some parchment paper. So I think it's a very nice idea. It's going to be very fast for you to make, and I think it's like a fun way to also make maybe like a party, you know, with kids. Or even just with adults, you know, to make some cookies. You're going to find them very, very easy to make. So, we're already 2 minutes ahead. We're missing just 1 more minute. And you can already see how it is whitening. Sorry. How it's already whitening. And it's also becoming more stiff, okay? It's very important to start your royal icing from this very stiff consistency. Because we do need our meringue powders to stabilize. Sometimes that helps a lot with the volume and to avoid some cratering. If you just add water and you just try to make like maybe your flat consistency without mixing, you will not get the same volume and you will not get the same drying process as if you just mix it the way that I'm showing you. It will make a huge difference in your cookies, okay? So 30 more seconds.
And it's always the same time. I mean, the same amount of time.
I think sometimes the amount of time may vary, but that will just depend on the humidity of the area. So I have found that in very humid areas, I went to Cancun at some point to have a class, and they had hurricane. It was hurricane season. So it's a very humid moment. And at that time, instead of 3 minutes, we did 5 minutes, but that was more than enough. Ready. So our 3 minutes have passed by. Look at how beautiful this looks. So we do want a stiff consistency. We want it white, okay? And now we are ready to start building our colors, okay? Remember that one of the things that we will use is to first give color and then we give consistency to our royal icing. When you are not using it, remember to cover it with a damp cloth. Okay, because otherwise the meringue powder will start making a crust, okay? You want it to just keep as fresh. So for this, we're going to start with our first color. And I'm here to make you fall in love with our yummy collection. Remember that this is our collaboration with Enco. We have the Yummy Collection and we also have the Gourmet Collection. Remember that you can also find these directly at Amazon and also directly at Enco Foods. And if you want to know more about distributors in the US, remember to just send us a direct message directly at Enco USA. Okay, so today we're only going to be using basically all of these colors. We're going to start by mixing some of this. I think this amount is going to be more than enough to make some ivory. Okay, we're going to be using our creamy ivory. Okay, this is from our Yummy Collection. This is going to be for the bread. Okay, basically for our slice of bread color. And remember that one of the things that we love is that it has a very gel texture. So look how it holds its shape, okay? We don't have colors that are liquid. That way it will just help you out on the amount that you will get into your royal icing, that it will not change the consistency. Either in royal icing or also directly in fondant, macarons, batters, cake doughs, anything. You really need to just keep the texture as nice as possible. I think this is a very nice shape. I might add a little bit more just for it to look a little bit more toasted. Okay.
And this is a very cute cookie.
Yes, and I think it's fun. You can also do it like I was telling you before with kids, and definitely you can just go more creative with the amount of ingredients that you would like to make. Okay, that looks good to me. So this is already like a very stiff consistency. This is exactly what we want. And in this stiff consistency, we will put this to dry onto our cookie. So for this, we will be using an offset spatula. I prefer to use round ones rather than the ones that have a little peak. Let me see if I have some. Yeah. Okay, just because I find this will have more, like a spread more even amount of royal icing, and this one is more like for a very very intricate design on this side, so I prefer this one. And this is my cookie that has already been pre-baked. Remember that we have our cookie cutters available at vanilosshop.com or tienditapastelera.com, and we also have international shipping on them. So we have our cookie. They need to be already cooled, okay? Don't try to decorate them right away straight out the oven, because remember that they're also going to be hot and they're also very fragile. So they need to be already like cooled down. And I'm going to bring my ivory royal icing, basically as if I'm going to split it and spread it. And this is what I'm going to be spreading onto my cookie.
So now, you don't outline and then flood the cookie?
No, not for this. I wanted something different and fun and more like faster to make. So once I add it, I need to start scraping off and just try to do like a very uniform pressure. Let me take the sides a little bit. I'm also going to scrape it down at the end. But I do need to have this as flat as possible and with not so much bubbles. In the end, because this is not going to be our final look, you don't have to, I think this is a very good one. You don't have to over obsess with it. But now what I'm going to be careful about is I'm trying to just trim a little bit to clean up the sides. So I'm just going to incline my offset spatula.
So you don't care about the spaces you didn't cover it?
Nope, because later on I'm going to do the crust with a darker color. We're going to be using our gingerbread man color. Okay. Sorry. This is just like a more fun cookie to make. Okay. So I just like bring down the little edges to it, and right away, before we put it to dry, I'm going to use a small piece of parchment paper, and I'm going to start pressing on top. Let me just clean a little bit my finger with the royal icing. And look at how I'm pressing also with my fingers, just to create like a different texture, because our slices of bread are not like perfect, you know, when we fill up them, they just end up very, very perfect. But I want to give some texture to it, and it needs to be very well adhered to my parchment paper, just like that. If I just lay it on top, it will just stay very flat. But if I start adding a little bit of pressure, you will see like all those wrinkles might also help me out with the texture that my bread will have. Now, I see a little bubble there. I just make sure to avoid it. Just press a little bit more so that it ends up filling up with some royal icing. And I think that's ready. Our bread will be ready to put to dry. We need to make sure that this is fully dry before peeling it off. Be patient, because most of the times we want things to do to dry up very, very fast. And if you don't wait till it is really, really dry, what will happen is that when you peel it off, you will take some royal icing off, okay? And you have to do the process all the way from the beginning. So I'm going to put this into my dehydrator while we make the rest of our royal icing cutters, okay?
Okay.
Even if you don't have a dehydrator for this, you can just put it onto the table and just wait for a couple of hours for it to fully dry, and then you will be ready to go. One of the advantages that we are using our stiff consistency is that is the one that has the less amount of water, and it will dry faster, okay? This is the one that dries faster from all the cutters that we have. So, sorry. Now, let's do our other cutters that we will use. So, let's start with some white. This is a very, very small amount of royal icing that we will need, because for royal icing transfers, you won't need as much. So this one is just regular white. If we want to add then water, remember to use a spraying bottle. And we wanted to do like this very soft breeze, okay? There are some water bottles that are spraying bottles that just have too much amount of water, and sometimes you will not have the exact, you might get too much water onto your royal icing and you don't have the same like precision, okay, while making your consistency. So, when it's a small quantity of royal icing, I'm also trying to be more careful on the amount of sprays that I will be adding, because it might change consistency too fast. So this will be for like the very inside of our strawberry. We will have two different shades of red. We're going to be using our watermelon red, and you're going to fall in love with it from our Yummy collection. And remember that we also have the Heat, the 40-gram bottles, which are these ones. And we also have the 250-gram ones, the Daddy and Mommies, okay? Because I'm sure that you will fall in love with the amazing shades they get. So let me see. It still needs a little bit of water.
And you don't add more white color to the icing, to the white icing?
No, not for this.
Is it not necessary?
Not for this one. However, if you are very used to adding it, you can definitely do so. And they also have a gel color, a white gel color. Okay? Okay, I think this will look very good for our medium consistency. Okay? And I'm going to bag it. I'm going to be using our mini piping bags. This is the first one. And this is another tip that I give you when I am making my royal icing cutters that I will be using. I always try to start from the lighter shade to use the same one, the same bowl for the rest of my cutters. And it will give like a very nice, I don't know, like a color combination onto your sets. So this is just white, just to bring down some bubbles. And now let's go with our watermelon red. So I was telling you that for our strawberries, we're going to be making some that are sliced in half. So on our toast, we'll have like the upper side of our strawberry, but we'll also have the slices that look in the inside of our strawberry. So for the inside of our strawberry, we will be using 2 different shades. I think that that's going to be enough for the 2 shades. And that's another tip that I make. If we're using the same color, I just try to add all of my realizing that I will be using. Then I add some of the food gel color slowly. If I already have like a lighter tone, I bag it, and then I just put a little bit more of the gel color afterwards. So now we will go with our watermelon red. Remember that this is the color that we will be using for our strawberries. Okay? And now one of the things that you will see is that Enco's colors are very saturated. So I just want my colors to just come down so that I just add very, very low pressure just to bring first like a very soft pink. Okay? Look. It's a very, very, it was not even a drop, and I'm already getting a very nice shade, like a pink, okay? Like a very low pink. I'm going to add just a little bit of water, just for it not to dry so fast. Okay. And just for you to understand what I'm talking about, I want you to see how we have 3 different colors. Okay, the inside, this is a white, the inside is like a slight pink, and then on top we'll have the red, okay? This one is not fully saturated. Let's do it today, we'll saturate it more so that you will see how deep our color can go. But I think this looks pretty good for our inside. I just keep adding a little bit more water. And since we are using sort of like a wet and wet idea onto our strawberries, we do need to make sure that most of our consistency are all the same. Okay? So let's see. This looks still a little bit too dry. I think we're ready there. And one of the things that I love is, since my gel colors are not so, humid, then it's going to give me the chance to just add more food gel color to it and not to change my consistency as much. Okay, so I will use this small amount, maybe just a little bit more. This is just for my hand to have like a very comfortable grip onto my piping bag, but we will be using less, okay? Okay, second color. And now, in the same consistency, I'm just going to add now a full drop.
And the color is one of the reasons why the ingredients look so like they're popping.
Yes, like a vibrant. Somebody was saying if it was made with artificial intelligence, but no, it's an actual cookie. So I think the colors also make it pop a lot. So this is a nice shade. I think I can add a little bit more just for you to see. We can go just darker. And remember, since it's not liquid, you will see that we're just changing basically the color. I think I like that one. Just make sure to stir well. When you're not stirring everything evenly, you will find this like marbling in color, and that's the way it will end up onto your cookie. You will see it right there, okay? So make sure to just mix very, very well what is your food gel coloring onto your royal icing, your fondant, whatever you're using, if you don't want the marble effect, okay? Yes. Now let's bring another one.
And so, can you share with us how do you place the royal icing into the bag?
Yes.
Because
so,
I know some people have this question.
So for these small like transfers, we're using our piping bag. This is the smallest size. However, in this moment, I'm not using couplers or tips, okay? But if I needed to, I'm gonna show you in a while. But right now, I'm just putting it onto my hand, just bringing down like a little skirt, you know, on the top. And that way I have like where the royal icing will end up. So let me just grab first my spoon. I put it on here. Usually with my finger, I just clean my spatula, just like that. If I needed to just add more, I just scrape this very, very well and just keep adding. These bags that are the smallest hold up to 40 grams of royal icing. And once I have this, I bring down the royal icing. I flip with my hand so that nothing comes out of the bag. And I do a little bit of this just to bring down the royal icing and to avoid as much air bubbles as I can. Once I have this, I twist my bag and I do a little knot on the top. And that way I already have my piping bag.
Wow,
ready, okay?
nice.
This is tipless bag that I'm not using right now with a tip, okay? Now, let's bring this one over. Let's do some strawberries and a glass with blueberries. Just to dry.
Can you tell us what's the cookie you're working on?
Yes, I didn't bring it on.
Come on, chef.
Yes, I know. I didn't bring it, but I don't know how to put it. Well, let me ask for someone to bring it.
Okay. Just wait a second so we can... we forgot to bring the cookie, so please give us a second. And in the meantime, you can watch our yummy collection made with in collaboration with Enco. And you can find it on Amazon.
Yes. And by the way, guys, remember that we have a little gift for you. So, because we will be using a transfer sheet, of course, to make some strawberries and blueberries. It's going to be free. The only thing you need to do is to join our diffusion channel that is directly on our Instagram. Okay. Because I can't open right now.
Oh, okay.
But they'll bring it as soon as...
Okay.
So,
we're making a toast.
yeah.
You can explain to us.
Yes, it's a breakfast toast that we're going to be using some blueberries on top of a cream cheese frosting. Everything's going to be made out of royal icing, but I think it's a very nice idea to bring out these decorations with royal icing. Okay. So, last but not least, I am doing some blueberry, and of course we cannot miss using our blueberry color. Okay, now we do need to deepen the color onto our blueberry color, so I'm going to saturate this one more. However, I want you to see what a nice shade when you have a small amount we can get. Like for baby showers, I think it's a very nice color. Sometimes people are afraid of, where can I use the blueberry color? But look how cute this shade of blue is.
And it's very different from others.
Yes, this is one of the hard ones to get. All of our yummy collection and gourmet collections are all thought to avoid, the struggle to get these very different shades. But look, they're very, very cute, okay? But now, for this specific class, we do need to add a very good amount. And if you want it like, there's some blueberries that they add a little bit of purple. We can definitely add a little bit of lavender color, and you will have a slight difference in the blue. Look how cute. Okay, I think this color is okay. I'm just gonna add a little bit more so that if it darkens in my dehydrator when it dries, it will look more like the original shade. Okay. Yes. That looks pretty good to me.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going
Very
to add
cool.
a little bit of water. Oh, and if you want for this, I can show you with a coupler and a tip how to build a bag.
Hello there, Scarsica Cloud says, hi, Vanilos.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. In Instagram, everyone's very quiet today. But remember that you can also ask any questions. And if you can watch this afterwards, you can also leave us any comments and we will be very, very happy to help you out. Okay, so this is the color that we want. I think this might, let's do just one, a couple of sprays. But I think this is the consistency for my blueberries. I want this a little bit thicker. So let me bring our coupler.
Adriana says, already shared. Hello.
Thank you.
Could you bring me your phone? Your phone.
Yes, of course I can. And let me bring a tip. I think I'm going to be using a number 2 tip. Okay. So, if you are wondering how to build piping bags now with couplers and tips. So, I'm also going to be using the small one. I open it up. Do not cut it, okay? Don't start by cutting it. Most of the people start cutting it. Don't do it. I'm going to unscrew, basically, my coupler. I'm gonna put the first piece inside. I'm gonna be using a number 2 tip. I'm going to put this on top. That's allies. And of course, we want them in a cute mint color because they're from our brand. And I'm going to be filling same way. I bring back the little cover of our bags onto my hand. Sorry, there was
Beautiful colors. I love to use Senko.
Thank you. So I will use this one, and let me bring a little bit of the lavender just so you can see the other shade. I bring back down a little bit of realizing. I also hold here into my fingers, mix it a little bit so I help it come down. Yes.
Elizabeth says, hello, VANILOS.
Hi, welcome, Minnie. A little tap, and let me bring the lavender very quickly so you can see the nice shade that our blueberry color can also get. It's a very small amount, but I think we will be able to see. This is lavender. You just want to be careful not to add too much. Let's see if this was not too much. And I think it's a very nice shade. It brings like a more purplish look. And I'm bringing this one. I'm gonna add a little bit more so you can maybe see it, because I can see the difference, but maybe sometimes in the screens you don't see that much the difference. Just don't want to add too much.
I thought it was because I was a man. I don't see the shades.
Yeah. So it's more like a purple. Yet, if you use it directly, you won't get this exact shade because it's a little bit of mixture with the blue, with the blueberry blue. Okay. We are ready. Just need to bring it down. It's a very, very small amount. Okay? Now, if you guys want to come over here, I'm going to be doing my transfers.
Okay, Carmen says, "Hola, VANILOS." In English, I would say, "Hello, whoa, hello, whoa, VANILOS."
So this is our gift for you guys today. Remember that the only thing you need to do is just go directly to our diffusion channel, directly on our Instagram, Los VANILOS, and you will be able to download it from there. It's going to be this breakfast toast transfer sheet. We're going to be using for our strawberries and blueberries in different sizes.
So what is that? Into the broadcast channel?
I think it's diffusion channel. That's how it's called.
Okay.
Or is it broadcast channel?
I'm not sure.
Okay. But if you just go directly to our Instagram, Los VANILOS, you will find that there's like a little chat that is available, open to everyone. You just need to join there, and you will be able to download it for free. Okay?
All right.
All right.
And make sure to follow us.
Yes. So I'm going to start with our blueberries just to make it dry a little bit, because you will find that for the little top part, we do need for it to dry slightly. Okay. So I have a little bit of Crisco, and I'm going to add a little bit of Crisco onto my acetate sheet. Sorry guys, I left this. Okay. And basically for this toast, I'm going to be doing from the 3 sizes. So 4 sizes. Let's do one of the big ones. Now, after making my bag, I will open up my piping bag. Okay. Not before, that way it will not start drying. Because if it starts drying, I can also like build the royal icing crust onto my tip, and it will not come out. It will not come out nicely. So I open up my tip. Yes, just like that. And let's start. I think this one maybe. Let's do the next one. So 90-degree angle, and we're only going to start adding pressure. Once I have exact size, I'll take off. This is a very nice exercise for eyes. You want a very, very nice shape. Okay.
Nice.
Let's do other little size. You do want blueberries to look, like fat and fluffy. Okay. That way they look just more yummy. And also the smaller ones.
And yes, remember that if you want to get these transfer sheets, you should go to our broadcast channel on Instagram. And what? And then what?
It's going to, after the class is already saved, like we finished on Instagram, it's already going to be downloaded there.
Okay.
We're going to be posting it there.
Oh, okay.
But you can only download it if you have joined. That's why we're
Yes.
letting you know that you have to just join us. Okay? Before we move on to the next, I'm gonna open up a little bit more. When you're not using a tip, it might be a little bit just more complicated to make the exact same circle. However, just add a little bit more pressure to it.
And I want to make, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, I want to make sure that all of our Spanish speakers did understand what I said, how to get the transfer sheets.
En el canal de difusión. Okay. Now, very important. Our blueberries are not fully made, because remember that we do need to make like the top part on top. Okay, so they have like this little cap on top that you can definitely just do this way, like you can just do on top.
Is it the same color?
No. You can see the difference there.
Yes.
Okay, this is one way. This will look more cartoony. But since we wanted this to look like more like the realistic one, we do need to let it just dry for a few minutes. I'm not going to take it fully to the dehydrator because I'm just worried that it might be too fast and I will not have the exact same timing, okay? So I'm going to just put it on top.
Ok, entonces, para las personas que hablan español, quiero confirmar que entendieron cómo obtener esta plantilla. A ver si me pueden poner por ahí. Recuerden que este live es en inglés, pero no queremos dejarlos fuera. Así que díganme si sí entendieron cómo obtener la plantilla, por favor.
Okay, now second, let's do our strawberries, okay? Same thing, a little bit of Crisco. Now, an acetate sheet. This is one is a little bit bigger because we're going to be making more strawberries. They're bigger. And so this is more like a regular size. I'm just going to be making like the either the medium or the smaller one. For the toast, I made the smaller ones, okay? They kind of look so that I can do more inside my toast, okay? If you use this one, it might also be, but you might not be able to put so much pieces. So if you do this, maybe like a 3 of them will be more maximum. Otherwise, it will just look too crowded. But if I do the smaller one, you might add just more to it, okay? Now, for this, we do need to have available the 3 different shades, okay? Remember that these 2 are the exact same color. This is our watermelon red. But remember that the difference is the amount of color that you will start adding to your real icing, that you will get different tones, okay? So, I'm gonna open up my piping bags. Remember to do very small holes to have a nice precision to it. Because sometimes when you just make too much, like too big your little opening, it just becomes harder. Okay, so let's do the small ones.
Bueno, para hacerlo rápidamente más divertido, hagamos una guerra de corazones para decirles en español cómo obtener esta plantilla. Es que muchos no entendieron, chef.
Okay.
Pero hagamos una guerra de corazones. Manden un montón de corazones, nada más para hacerlo más divertido. Y ahorita les digo cómo en español.
Okay, I start with the inside. I will go outline the rest of my strawberry. Okay.
Cool.
And this part, when we start flooding the actual red, we do need to be quite fast to also add the white part.
Why?
Because we will do some wet on wet technique. And if it starts drying, then I will not be able to do it. I'm going to start bringing with my scribe tool from the white towards the red, little like hooks coming out. Because that's exactly how our strawberries look. Now, very important. I am cleaning my scribe tool every time I just go and add onto my color, because otherwise the red where I finish dragging my real icing will start blending with the white, and I want it to look very, very clean. Okay, let's do this again and do it also in the bigger one. So in the big one, you will find that there's a little bit of white inside. But I do this like just for commodity and fastness. I do the inside with the pink. I can also do the white next.
Oh, cool.
We just need to be quite fast when we flood the red, okay? Just for a while, not to start drying.
Actually, the strawberry looks like a heart.
Okay. And we start drying. Now I'm going to do the what happens if I don't clean it. This is what happens.
What?
You see? It basically starts getting like not dirty, but you will find the red on top of the white and it will not look as clean. Now, as you can see, this is medium consistency. If you find these little peaks in the end, just make sure to just move it a little bit to sugar like a chihuahua in those small areas, just to bring it down so it doesn't look too, popping off. Now, followed by this, let's do, if we slice the strawberry in half, how the top cover will look. So for this, okay, I'm going to do this one here.
Nice. Our Facebook viewers already got tired about this sending the hearts.
Why? Don't do. You help us a lot by sharing this video and sending us hearts. Okay, so this is the half. And I'm going to also let it dry slightly on the side. Let me bring my blueberries to see how they're going. Remember that these were just on top of my dehydrator. I didn't put them on top because I didn't want them to dry. And now, with my scribe tool, on the back of my scribe tool, I have this little tool. With this, I'm going to start cracking.
What?
To bring
Nice.
out what the blueberries have.
Wow.
And I want the crust to look a little bit like on the opening towards the outside. Okay? So I poke the hole and then I start like bringing out, you know, the little side of my icing.
Wow. It's very creative.
Just like, if I have this one, I do need to take this off. And then I keep on bringing some of the fresh. You can see how it's not fully dry, it's just the outside. Yes. And this is like different from this one that just looked more cartoony. Okay? Now, once we have the top cover, I'm going to use a little bit of, this is not Enco's food gel color. They have white food gel color that is very, very, well, gel consistency. But this one is more liquidy. They use it for ice creams or for popsicles. So I'm taking off and I'm bringing some because this is liquid.
So you prefer that liquid color rather than the gel
I
one?
do because I just find it easier to mix onto my icing.
Okay.
And for this particular reason also because I don't have to dilute it with anything. It's already just ready to go to if I want to paint a little bit on top. So I just need a small paintbrush. I don't need to overfill my paintbrush with a color because I just want like a very like soft bristle on top. So most of the blueberries, fresh blueberries, come like with this very light white dust. So what we're going to do is just do these little highlights.
Beautiful work.
Just like that. So that they look a little bit dust. Okay. Now on the sides, when you don't want all of them to have like the opening, the other ones you might want to just add a little point to it because they're the back of your blueberries. Okay.
Very cute.
Yes. These you put to dry fully. I already have some pre-dried ones. But now that you already made the little hole inside to have the little cap on top of the blueberries, then you're ready to put it dry fully. We're almost ready to start building our toast. I told you that it was going to be very, very fast. So, now, for my strawberry, if I just go directly with my scribe tool, I might do the first one okay to poke it. But I will start using a little bit of cornstarch for it to avoid getting stuck. And it will just help me out to give some texture to it as the little seeds. Don't add too much because then you have to dust it out. But this will just help us build like these little holes. They're not really holes, but that's where the little seeds come in. There we go. I do take off like the very big excess because sometimes I just take longer to clean up.
Wow, this is insane.
This is very cute. not to break it.
And you
just
don't
to do
care.
some indentation.
Okay, and you don't care about the cornstarch.
No, because once it's dry, you can just brush it with, you know, a fan, how do you call it? A fan brush, and that's more than okay. Okay? So if you see it from the side, you will just find these small indentations that look like the seeds, and that's how you also let this to dry, fully dry.
Cool.
Okay?
Very cool.
Let me dry these ones, and let's bring my toast. So I already have, yeah, let's see. I put one to dry just earlier. We're gonna take it off. And we have some texture on top of it, which is exactly what we wanted. And then we're just ready to add some cream cheese on top, which is going to be our just regular icing. Let me show you in a moment. So this is from our bowl that I had. And now I just find this is just too bubbly, you know, it still has a lot of bubbles. I just find. So I'm just gonna add a couple of water of sprays just to make this look softer in texture, more like the cream cheese filling that we want to give. If I already sort of like do it with a spatula, like bring it down onto my bowl, and I see that it doesn't have so much bubbles, I think I'm ready to go. So I don't want it to be runny, but I don't want it to be so stiff. I think this is looking better. You see? It looks, I don't know, like slightly softer in texture. And I'm going to be using this small spatula. And now we're ready to
spread.
Yes.
Spread the love.
Let's spread the love here. Now, since it's part of our decoration, I do want to have this movement to have those extra height. And right away, I will bring my little strawberries, pre-dried strawberries, to our cream cheese.
Nice.
We'll do this first. In different, like, look. Don't do them all in the same pattern. I'm gonna do this one on this side. Now, let's do another blueberry here. One more here. And we're going to do a last one that's going to be our crust, our bread crust.
It's starting to look like a cartoon, actually.
It looks very yummy. I think after this, I do want to toast as well. Okay, if you have different sizes, I think you will have more fun and you will have more depth. Now, last but not least, we'll do some gingerbread man color.
Vanilos, recuerden que nos ayudan mucho compartiendo este live. Ayúdanos a compartir el video para que llegue a más personas, que ya pronto les estaremos dando cómo en español. Ya les dijimos en inglés cómo obtener la plantilla. Ahorita en español les repetimos cómo. Pero recuerden compartir.
Look how cute this shade is. This is our gingerbread man color. Okay. This one, same in small version. All of these come in our Yummy collection. And slightly, a little bit more water. I'm going to bring this onto my piping bag. Yes.
Oh, we haven't finished yet.
Just last. We need the crust of our bread just to finish it off. So I put this into my bag. we don't have a piping tip for this, I'm only going to open it up like bigger size. Okay, let me see how thick, maybe a little bit more. Just because I will be making just out of pressure, yes, this side. So,
wow. So that's why you didn't care about it wasn't fully covered on the top, right?
exactly. And because you do want to have some texture to it, if I didn't get all the way there, I can also add something on top.
Lisa says that she already shared the video. Yay! Thank you, Lisa. Also, Marcela says, shared. Thank you.
Marcela.
Elizabeth says, share it. Thank you.
Yeah, here we go. And we put this to dry, and we have our cream cheese berries toast.
So
ready
cool.
to go.
So cool. Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
What was the color used to make the peanut butter?
The peanut butter, well, we didn't do peanut butter, but I think I would use my gingerbread man if I needed to do like a peanut butter jelly toast.
I think
so
it's
this will be the color that I would use for peanut butter.
But the first colors.
The first color is ivory, creamy ivory. This is like for the base that we use for the toast. This was the first one. We used it in stiff consistency. Then for our strawberries, the different colors we used was strawberry red, watermelon red, sorry. And we did these two different shades with the exact same color. Okay. And for our blueberries, you can just use, of course, our blueberry directly color. This is for the blue shade. And I added a little bit of lavender just to have a different shade to it. You'll find it here, more like a purplish, and this one's just more bluish. Okay, this one's with this two. All of these come directly on our Yummy Collection kit. And remember that we have a cookie decorating booklet inside, and we have more surprises for you guys. They have 9 different colors. Today we're using 5 of them. However, the other ones you're also going to fall in love with them. We have avocado heart, our minty marshmallow, sweet peach. So they are going to become your best ally. And everything we did here was directly made with royal icing. And remember that we're gifting you our transfer sheet. The only thing you need to do is go directly to our Instagram, Los Vanilos, and in our diffusion channel or broadcast channel. You just have to join, and it's going to be for free there to download your transfer sheet. Entonces, para los vanilitos que nos están viendo, estamos regalando esta plantilla y lo único que tienes que hacer es unirte a nuestro canal de difusión en el Instagram Los Vanilos, ¿ok? Ahí va a estar disponible para que vayas y te unas si aún no estás por allá.
Okay, so this is a special thank you to Elsie, Pat, that they already shared the video.
Thank you so much, Elsie, for sharing
Giovanna,
the video.
Negris, Hilda,
Thank you,
Irandini.
Gio, Hilda. Thank you so much.
What a beautiful cookie. I'm hungry now.
I know. I think I would also do like a more Mexican toast. I think it would be with avocado slices. Just my ceviche tostada
And
that I did.
huevito.
Yes, also. You can also do like a fried egg there on top. I think it's a very nice idea. And it's another way to also give life to this toast cutter.
Thank you so much, Laura, for sharing the video.
Thank you so much, guys. Okay.
So remember, how can we get the transfer sheet? Oh, wait a second.
Remember to go directly to our Instagram, Los Vanilos, and you will find there our broadcast channel or diffusion channel. And that's where it's going to be posted so that you have to download it. But you do need to join, okay?
And to follow us, please.
Yes, of course, we're very happy to have you in our community. Remember that if you're watching us from the US, you can find all of Enco's products, including our Yummy Collection kit and also the food gel colors individually, directly in Amazon, and also Enco Foods USA. And you can also ask for our United States distributors. And we're also in Canada. So if you're also watching us from Canada, we're very excited that our Enco family has already arrived there. So make sure to also DM directly them. So if you want to know where exactly to buy our products, okay? We are very excited to be once again with you guys.
Thank you.
Make sure to join us also to keep following this Enco Foods page so that you will find more news, more ideas on how to create some more embroiderizing and with some food gel colors. And we'll see you on our next live, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you around on our Instagram, Los VANILOS.
Yay! Thank you so much, guys. See you later. See you.